Here we go. Saber and Fire Badger once again offered in the same group of 4 specialists.
Yeah, I was about to mention maybe we get to see some spiders because we haven't yet today, at least not with great success. I think one game from Steelsane on defense, but
Yeah, exactly.
no packs offered. So it's going to be
Yeah.
Stormcaller with the Arclights from Dzemp and Sabers with the Arclights for Steelsane.
Seems like it. Looks like maybe an aggro posture here from Steelsane.
I think you have to.
I think so too. I think like the storms are just nasty, right? You really want to close the distance here.
It's just hard to play into because otherwise the Sabers will be dead deployments, and Stormcallers are just really nice to have in a long range fight anyway, so you'd be behind a puzzle piece if you're Steel.
Makes sense. The crawler does a nice screen at least, so no instant locks, but we do get the lock now. I think the storms are in an advantageous position here. The Arclights are doing a pretty good job clearing the chaff. It's all gone at this point.
And look at those Stormcaller hits, wow. Steel might be able to grab a debuff though, but I don't imagine he'll be able to push into those other Stormcallers, and they're already raining down hell upon that Saber.
Yeah. Oh, the Sabertooth does. Oh my god. Oh, maybe it's fine.
Yeah, it's a bad time to have a chunky hitbox, let's put it that way.
No doubt. Thankfully, it's just the one pack of storms, though. Ain't too bad.
No hit points though, I didn't even notice, but 3600 HP starter? Oh my
Dang,
days.
yeah. They're going to be picking up spells pretty heavily then, I suspect.
The missile strike is lovely on round 2. So many things to hit with that positioning from Dzemp, and it always feels good when you hit a Stormcaller pack with the missile strike.
So good. And it's so cheap, too. But the underground threat is also pretty nasty here. So we'll see if he can handle it. I think, like, just late crawlers is what you'd want to handle it.
It's a really hard pack, or a hard spell to deal with, because we've labbed this, and it spawns exactly 48 crawlers, which means it spawns 2 packs, and that is hard to deal with.
But he does exactly what you want to do against it. You got both, like, they're both going to turn. This is perfect. Does he even win it, do you think?
I don't quite know. This is just pure RNG here.
Yeah.
Looks like Dzemp does get ahead, actually.
Okay.
The problem is,
barely.
Steelsane just used basically 3 deployments to, well, 2 to try and defend the spell, and then 1 to buy an Arclight. And considering he already was losing the round before, he didn't really change anything about that outcome. And yeah, Dzemp punishes it accordingly, buys the Phoenix, and will pick up another round.
Yeah, nice to get the Phoenix going for sure. In a spot like this, it's really powerful. The Saber levels, but I'm not sure he even wants it. We get unit reinforcements, huge variety of options here, even some giants.
Look at those deployments. Quad Marksman.
Kinda crazy, and like against the Phoenix, that's really handy.
It's really quite nice against Arclights too. Like, I don't mind it.
Oh yeah, true.
Melter pickup though from Dzemp.
He loves the Melta.
He sure does.
But we have the Blue Saber.
Yeah, mind you, Steelsane did get access to a specialist now, so gets another Saber. And those techs are cheaper, so maybe, just maybe, we'll get to see him pick it. He does run Missile Interceptor, and keep in mind, on the patch yesterday, this did get more efficient by 20%, no less.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the Mustang change where it added 40%. It was a massive difference, so 20% is pretty significant as well, so I wouldn't sleep on that tech, especially when it's 50 cheaper.
Pretty tame round from Dzemp, other than just picking up that Melter. More chaff from the looks of it. Adds a Phoenix on the left to try and defend the flank.
Yeah, pretty good
Steel
move.
now going, yeah, real wide setup though from Steel all of a sudden.
Huge, yeah, super wide. I think the Marksman pickup is pretty cool. He's got the Sabers to really handle this Melter, so I feel like he has all the tools he needs, and it's going to come down to just good positioning, good responses.
I feel like this board from Steel is probably just going to be a little bit more scaling in its nature. Not as much really trying to get the tower as fast as possible, but utilizing those marksmen to their best capabilities.
Definitely makes sense. And he does get quite significant experience all around, which is really what you want against melters. Like, if melters out-level you, it can be really problematic. Then you need your own melter, but he's keeping pace.
Yeah, that Saber did great. It managed to somehow just like go straight for that level 1 melter, did 44k damage, and gone was your melter.
Yes, indeed. We get subsidized Mustang here for Steelsane, looking to diversify his board even more. I guess that's some nice chaff against the melter and kills the Fangs. Here they come.
Yeah, I love that pickup. Mustang Arclight is kind of a staple, especially on this patch. It looked really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how do you feel about the Melter right now? Because he has Phoenixes, and I feel that's a bit redundant. And I feel like because Sabers can't shoot up, that I actually kind of prefer the Phoenix carry here.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Of course, he did get it for free, but it didn't really do anything on last round, right?
Yeah, so you just sell it maybe, but I don't know, maybe he wants the tanky body. I just feel like tanks are not even necessarily great against big Sabers. Here it comes. Oh, just doesn't quite lock on.
Crawlers.
But here it comes. Same problem as last turn, it looks like. Oof.
Yeah, the chaff clear for Steelsane is looking so good, and I guess Dzemp just doesn't have that many small units on the right side, and that gives these Sabers really quick lock-ons to the more important targets.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was through a bubble as well, so Sabers don't want to have any of it. And the marksmen are picking up levels, so they are scaling, like you were mentioning.
And already Dzemp is down to half of his hit points. 1800.
Yeah, really quick start to this best of 3.
Ooh, an enhancement model shows up, but there's no real good use for it, apart from maybe Stormcaller levels, but I feel like the Stormcallers do alright for Dzemp.
Kind of like quick cooldown here for Dzemp, maybe?
We'll give him access again to the underground, and he'll get the shield again next turn, so...
Yeah.
Not a bad shout.
I guess you could, like, oil as well, get a third spell going. At that point, maybe you're happy with the ROI.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think trying to slow down these Sabers on the right side could also help out the Melter a little bit.
Took the crawler levels, by the way. I mean, maybe it's a small nod to that play.
Yeah, I think I like that a lot, because level 2 crawler will just beat the underground by itself.
Yeah. And it'll be helpful no matter what. Like, it does help against Arclights.
And we need to kind of have a look here. So, Steelsane opts to use the Missile Strike that's back off cooldown on the level 2 Phoenixes. If Dzemp does not take the first defense enhancement on tower, those Phoenixes will die. If he does take it, they'll survive.
Yeah, huge, huge. Does he have the money? He's got 350 in the bank here. Not sure what else he's... Oh, temp range. Wow, with the oil. Now, if he took oil, why didn't he take the the cooldown? It would have been so sick.
Yeah, true. And it looks like there's not going to be a defense enhancement. Perhaps Dzemp thinking that the Missile Strike will get used on like the Storms, but no such thing, and he will lose his level 2 Phoenixes.
Yeah, and most of the crawlers. What a great Missile Strike.
Stormcallers, though, they did pick up a level, and while the Melter is struggling a lot still, those Stormcallers are trying to pick up the slack.
Just not having the Phoenix is such a big deal here, no?
Yeah, it really is. That Arclight on the right has just been shooting at the Saber forever.
Oh, so
and it will
sad.
actually go down before it finishes the job.
Surely it dies, though, right? Oh, maybe not. Oh my gosh.
Famous last
so
words.
Sad. Yeah, seriously, though. I mean, these levels are just crazy at this point. Every marksman, I think, has a level. All the Arclights are leveled. Like, the Sabers got levels. If your whole army is level 2, that's really powerful.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in, like, the mid-game.
Yeah.
Speaking of mid-game, we might be transitioning to late with these drops, because those are some big boys.
Yeah, seriously. These are crazy strong options. I feel like most of them are viable as well. Phantom Rays here for Steelsane. The Worm here for Dzemp. I feel like the Worm is pretty good against the left side, so I do quite like that. Just keep it away from the Sabers, and it'll just kind of carry on its own. The Phantom Rays, how do you feel about those?
I can see it. They're a bit annoying. Dzemp does have Phoenixes though, and the Melter might be able to get some targets to shoot at because these Phantoms don't have a lot of range.
Yeah. Yeah, super
I don't
interesting.
know.
I'm not sure I like the double shot here as opposed to, say, range when you're stuck in the oil.
I agree. I think range probably would have been better. It's very cheap though. Only 100 there for that Sabertooth specialist.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, he has efficient tech research as well.
Oh, it's only 50 then.
That's crazy. A lot of Mustangs on the board now. Looks like he's mobile beaconing away from the oil with one of them. Kind of a cool move. I'm surprised he only wants to move that Mustang and not like a lot more of his army, but
What do you think about the shielded Fang play though into the Mustangs?
it's a good question. Maybe there's just like enough arc lights that you can justify it. I don't know. I feel like as the game gets later and later, like you take it at some point no matter what.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, Melter does have some good locks there. We'll get rid of
Yeah.
the Phantom, so that play just fizzling out really quick, and suddenly the Melter manages to find its target.
Yeah, what a stark difference. I mean, of course the missile strike wasn't there, but yeah, I feel like Dzemp made some great moves here.
And what do you feel made that difference there? Was it just the Phantom pickup?
Phantom pickup, oil existing immediately, the missile strike not occurring. Yeah, just like a lot of things went right there for Dzemp.
So much damage going the way of Steelsane, and that looked like not just one problem, but many problems stacking up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, quick cooldown is available yet again, but there's also a Wasp Swarm up for the taking.
Yeah, you could take the Wasp Swarm. Is there an opening? Like if you put it absolute top left here with the Mustang turn. He goes for it. Where is it going?
Well, for now, Steelsane looks to have a pretty good Wasp drop himself, right on top of those Phoenixes.
Yeah, what a great position. Oh, the missile looks so well placed, though. That's going to handle it for sure.
Yeah, good heads-up play from Dzemp.
Yeah, doesn't even put one in the middle, just handles it with his own Wasp. I think he's handling the spell situation quite nicely here. Wouldn't hate to see his bubbles back, but it's a little scary against the double shot, because now that the oil's gone, these sabers are a lot scarier.
And have a look at that beacon, by the way. Somehow, Dzemp has managed to thread the needle and avoid that newly added Sabertooth.
Yeah, true. That's kind of cool.
Quantum Reassembly just got clicked.
I think that's a weird choice into all these Mustangs. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
maybe it
missing-
was like on cooldown, right? Like we wanted it to see it clicked in the previous game he played, so
Ah, that's got to be it.
it was like T minus X amount of rounds before he had to click it.
And we'll see. Maybe it's for some reason better than I think it is. Maybe the arc lights can kill all the Mustangs.
Oof. That double shot Sabertooth just absolutely deleted the Melter.
Yep. Those units are friggin' good when they connect. The oil was just incredible. Now that it's gone, making
Yeah,
a big
suddenly
difference.
all of those units are speeding right at your tower.
This is really
and
back
that
and
might just
forth.
be game.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, only 900 hit points remaining for Dzemp, and Steelsane will take game one.
Yeah, very interesting here. The saber. I mean, I think it just comes down to what I was saying earlier with all the levels. Like when you take a unit reinforcement like the 4 white marksmen, I actually think they're usually pretty weak. But if you happen to get a level on all of them, I feel like that's when they start to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on the right side, if you look at the chaff situation for Dzemp, all of it is sitting in front of the tower, which means that all of these Mustangs get immediate lock-ons to their preferred target. And then after that, there's nothing left, right? Like there's 2 crawlers, that's it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Maybe just not enough crawlers then. Like, I mean, the Phoenix investment, probably the biggest problem, I suppose. But I also talked about like the Melter overlap with the Phoenix. So yeah, maybe just not a very kind of cohesive board here for Dzemp.
The Melter I agree. It only had one good round, basically, the turn before on round 6.
Yeah.
And apart from that, it was just not doing enough.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Phoenix. My point is that he bought too many of them, I think. Like, you don't want to go, like, wide Phoenix into Mustangs, right?
Yeah, agreed. Well, Steelsane will be up one game here. I think he'll be quite happy with that. Gives him a little bit of respite. Of course, he'll try to win this in 2-0 if he can, but he now has at least a little bit of a safeguard.
For sure. Going into a best of 3 with your life on the line, going up 1-0 is huge. And I don't know, his play seemed pretty solid. I liked a lot of his decisions there. I think Subsidized Mustang is in a really great spot right now with Mustangs being free to unlock. It just feels like really accessible, really powerful. Of course, anti-missile technology on Mustangs right now is at an all-time premium as well. So like every rocket-based army is just screwed against Subsidized Mustang.
It's such a versatile unit now. It already was, obviously,
Yeah.
because of its high attack speed and being able to hit both air and ground. But that intercept tech I have seen used a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm like legitimately afraid to use tons of units just because of its existence. Like obviously storm commits haven't been really viable for a long time, but something like Phantom Rays as well, even boats, like it's a very scary premise.
Well, we'll be setting up round or game number 2 shortly. And then, well, it'll be up to the players to see what they can pull off.
Yeah, I mean Dzemp could just make it a clean 2-0 here, get through. I mean he's a really strong, part of the 401 lineup. Now Sarah made it through as well. So it's possible 401's going to make, I mean, they'll definitely have 2 players getting through, but Dzemp and Sarah, that's a scary group of players.
Getting some really good representation there from the different regions.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, so far we've had 501 and 201 win the MAG1s. Maybe the open season will be won by 401.
Oh, still a long way to go, but I'm sure they'll be happy to take the crown if they can.
Yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine if Sarah takes it with his unhinged playstyle? That would be something.
Yeah, absolutely. I was so psyched when Sarah took subsidized steel ball on, I think it was Group A. That was so sick.
Those were some really exciting matches, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, today I was expecting it to be pretty tame, but then I was reading like some of the player reports, some of the data, and like, yeah, this to see that these players are starting to aggro is super cool.
It just creates a nice like balance, especially for just spectators, I would imagine. I quite like having one long range game and then seeing some defense, maybe a headbutt in between, a crossfire, whatever you have, and
Yeah.
just showcase every single style that Mechabellum has to offer.
Yeah, I agree. If we could just cycle through each playstyle, that'd be wonderful. I mean, obviously, I don't mind mixing it up in different ratios, but like the days where it's just like all long range are probably my least favorite days. Of course, that's my bias, but
Bias. We can't be biased as casters. What do you mean?
I've been an aggro player since like a long time. Like when I was new to the game and I was learning it, sure, I was standard like every game. I don't even know if aggro existed back then, but ever since I learned how to aggro, I pretty much never looked back.
A cool kid from day one, huh? Heard it here first.
Sure, yeah. We'll go with that.
Well, I kind of still want to see some spider action if we can, because it received some big hits, but I still think it's playable with the right pack and a little bit of tempo on your side.
Yeah, I find it surprising that we've seen spider mines like so little lately. I don't know why, but maybe it's lost favor.
It just felt like you have to get into range and HE most games. So it's just so expensive to get into mines as well.
I think that makes sense. Maybe now that they've nerfed HE, it's time.
Also, I think a lot of players don't play Melter into it, which is the one unit that doesn't like the spider mines.
Yeah.
Lots
Yeah,
of
makes
fortresses
sense.
at Fang spawn, and yeah, mines hitting or running into shielded fangs just doesn't do that much.
Yeah, those are all good points.
Well, here we are. Here are the packs. Anything that you like?
The Farseer, that one looks so good.
Yeah, Farseer spec spider, fortified spec there, spider fang as well.
Oh, I actually like that pack too. Like Fortified's not my favorite SPC, but as long as you have like one tanky unit, such as Tarantula, I think you can kind of justify the opening.
Oh, and we'll
Nice.
get some spiders out of Dzemp, and some spiders
Oh,
out of Steelsane as well.
let's go. Okay, I like this more for the Farseer spec, just from having the better SPC. And also, if this is a headbutt, I'd say the crawlers could really have a field day here. Wow, we get just pure chaff from Zemp. That's kind of cool. I think it kind of makes sense as well. Do you really want to buy marksmans? I don't think so.
Ideally, no. I think here you just play for the round 2 Phoenix if you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like his positioning a lot. I do pretty similar positionings. Sometimes I put my crawlers directly behind the tarantulas if I want tempo, because I think that just gives you better like round 1 chances of winning. But these late crawlers can be better if you are sort of deploy limited in the future. You want to deploy maybe more tarantulas, less chaff.
Ooh, and we do get a headbutt, but Steelsane opting to go for the other line you mentioned, goes for those double marksmen.
Yeah, very interesting to see. It seems like he's not going to get instant lock-ons because his tarantulas are in the position to get the instant lock-ons. So this will be
Oh, they
okay.
don't. Oh, now they do.
Okay.
That's really not good, though, for Steelsane. This is the worst case
Agree.
scenario.
Yep, because the crawlers are just gonna basically kill the other chaff, right? It'll be chaff supremacy and oof. Yep.
Oh, and this is typically why I usually try to pair up the marksman, like, right behind the tarantulas, because it
Mm-hmm.
somewhat prevents this from happening. Put them to the side like this, and you
Yeah,
might end up in a position where, yeah, you get kind of unfortunate.
for sure. I always use the buddy system. Chaff clear next to single target.
It's a good rule of thumb.
Subsidized Mustang, can you do it? I know you famously don't like tarantulas into Mustangs. I mean, me neither. But this card is freaking busted, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't get behind Mustang into Tarantula. Like, but all I see is like the late game board where the Tarantulas have levels and like multiple techs, and I just see them shooting at the Mustang pack and laughing. So yeah, I don't know. It's probably fine though. You get a lot of value out of Mustang. It's good into Fang shield and good into Fangs. It's nice anti-air to like potential Wasp drops. So I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, for sure. I actually like it quite a bit, but yeah, I am a little worried. I think a big part of it. Well, I mean, first of all, let's point out that HE got nerfed. That's nice. Secondly, it's going to come down a lot to levels. Like, Mustangs are really only trash into Tarantulas if there's, like, massive level differences. So,
But man, yeah, that issue from last round just did not get solved, did it? That one spider there just gets
yeah.
absolutely blown up. And Mustangs are nice, but they don't have a huge amount of DPS. Actually, it looks like it's kind of fine, though.
Yeah, it's close. These crawlers are really annoying on the right. But I think we
Oh,
just have enough
true, yeah.
Mustangs, right?
Mustang Supremacy?
Yeah, looks like it.
Don't
I mean,
think we
that's
have enough
nice.
crawlers.
Will they level potentially? No, I don't think so.
Ooh, the debuff. Well, crawlers are trying their hardest, but it will actually be the Mustangs coming out ahead in that fight.
And then like the Farseer's coming in one more turn. I mean, I don't know. I really like Steelsane's position. Speed? What? Why? Is he attacking the right side, do you think? No,
I
he's
don't know.
flanking. That doesn't make sense. I guess the crawler's
Supply
coming quicker.
enhancement turn 3. I'll let it slip, but
Yeah, you don't want to spend like 1 minute explaining why it's bad.
I'll be nice. I'll save the
Okay,
spectators.
okay.
I will keep tally though.
More Mustangs coming out. No range yet, just getting a bunch of them. Flank is interesting. I don't know if you need to flank in a headbutt. Like, do you feel there's a need to flank in a headbutt on average?
I don't know. It's like the classic hedge. It depends. I think here it makes quite some sense because it gets so much value. Like, look at that spider. It's already killed like 2 crawler packs. Now it's shooting at the Mustangs.
It got such good pairings because it pulled a bunch of stuff. Wow, what a crushing round.
So much Mustang investment here from Steelsane. I would just like buy 2 more spiders next round and range them, I think.
I think so too. I mean, you've got your anti-air, you've got the Phoenix, right? You're not really stressed about a particular thing here.
Tarantula level available too. And we get some free units.
Yeah, our Rhino's good here. Like, this is kind of a crazy headbutt.
I don't hate it, yeah. That's a nice shout.
Armor as well could be, like, insane, right? With all these Mustangs.
It's such a cheap tech, and you get so much value out of it. Just a passive into... Never mind about just the Mustangs, but those Fire Badgers as well.
Yeah. Very interesting. This game is crazy.
As many headbutts are.
Yeah. Rhino on the right, not really a huge fan of. I mean, it's all right, but I don't know.
I think I would like to see a tech on the Tarantulas, though, if we can.
Yep. Would be nice.
Those Fire Badgers might be an issue, though. Like, he could level up the Phoenix here and go for Tarantula range, but not sure if he'll be able to chew through all of those tanky mid-sized units.
I feel like there's a big DPS problem here for Steelsane, just not enough firepower to take down the blue Tarantula.
That is true, yeah. And the Rhinos got added as well.
Yeah. No armor tech, though, but maybe that's all right. He's not selling them, so he wants to keep them. So if you're keeping them, like, should you tech them? I guess it's not clear. Maybe he just wants to see, like, what Steelsane does.
That Fang on the left is also quite puzzling to me, because the Tarantula immediately shoots at it.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look. Right side, the Rhino is getting in. The Phoenix is kind of stuck, but doesn't look too bad. Should yield a tower debuff in a bit. Question is, will there be enough left alive on Dzemp's board to make use of it?
Yeah. Dzemp didn't do as well as I thought. I thought he was going to kind of crush. Now, he may still win off the back of this debuff and this blue Tarantula, but...
Yeah, all units you would want to stay alive there for the debuff managed to survive, but Steelsane, so many units on the board, manages to take the round anyway.
If any Mustangs leveled, or maybe Marksman, he could be in a good position, but no, not much levels. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take the super supply.
I will pop a vein if he does. Absorption module there picked up on the big Tarantula, and we get Mech Rage first. Ooh boy, that's spicy. And armor on the Rhinos too. Big turn.
That is a big, big turn. Yeah, wow. I'm excited to see what Steelsane is going to do about it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Super, super, super supply.
Surely we'll get to round 8.
I mean, we might, but, like, it's still a sketchy take. We'll see, though.
This right side still looks very empty from Steelsane. Goes for double shot marksman.
Yeah, I love that. Looks good.
It's a nice DPS increase for quite cheap, and it's the best I think it can do in this situation.
Very curious about this blue Tarantula with absorption. See how good it does. I mean, he's got serious DPS, and not much DPS on the other side to take it down, I would say. The armor is going to be great here as well.
Yeah, that double shot marksman will have its work cut out for it for sure. Rhino will tank a missile, and that marksman actually DPSs quite nicely alongside the Mustangs.
Yeah, looking better,
Maybe
I
the
think.
Rhino can get in. Left side's
Yep.
still collapsing. There's just a lot of tankiness
I
on
mean,
Steelsane's board as well.
can this absorption module die? I mean, actually, it's getting kind of owned. Oh, but the debuff will save the
Ooh.
day.
It's kind of walking the wrong direction, though. Where is it going?
Oh my
Come back.
gosh.
Gonna go for
He's-
tower. It can heal off of the tower.
True. Good thing he's fast, at least.
Oh my.
Look at that.
What is that?
Okay, I
Level
mean,
3 Tarantula inbound.
was that bad though for super supply? It's like kind of okay, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Look, I know you're mad, but I'm trying to throw you a life raft.
Oh, I don't need it. I've already jumped off. I'm swimming. You know, I'll leave Steelsane in that one. But he might prove me wrong, and, you know, the water might be cold, and I'll be the one sinking like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. Here are the unit drops. Wasp have been picked up by Steelsane.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. He's the guy with the Mustangs, so. And a Wraith. Is it being sold? Is it being kept? Right now it's in Narnia. Not sure why.
Another great movie. I'm sorry, I hopped back on the tangent. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought you were
Anyway.
embarrassed about that tangent.
Me? No, that was great. Do we get a Wraith tankiness? He doesn't really have regen, which I feel like could be the best in this scenario.
I'm just scratching my head right now because I don't think that's a good spot for the Wraith at all.
Yeah, and the Wasps are kind of scary. I guess the Wraith is good into that, but you don't really know where they're going to show up. And right side only has one Phoenix pack.
Maybe that's why it is so far back, is he just wants like a guaranteed Wasp killer after like the battle shakes out.
Yeah, it's very expensive though. I feel like maybe you just have to buy your own Mustangs in this scenario.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Or at least put it high up and like range it or something. I don't know, it didn't take that long to show up.
And look at the damage on the left side of the board. Good use out of the oil. Wraith now trying to come in. Those Fangs are actually doing not too bad, killing the level 2 Wasps.
Farseer EMP slowing everything down is quite nice, but the tower looks like it's gonna fall here. These spiders are crazy.
Well, make that a singular. I think this spider, this one in particular, is scary.
He's the
feel like
crazy one, yeah.
It's doing a lot of heavy lifting for the other ones.
That is true. Spider levels do be good.
Oh, another absorption. We can create the second monster.
This anti-interference module is like low-key pickable because there's Farseer EMP.
True.
So I don't know what you'd put it on. Like maybe like the Rhino, and then the Rhino will have the armor forever.
What about absorption Wraith?
Oh man, that's a great line as well. Yeah, don't mind that.
Additional deployments.
Yeah, probably can't be too bad here. I feel like a bunch of crawlers is actually like pretty dang good for Dzemp. Although he's going for Mustangs, which I respect as well.
We get the retaliatory oil, classic.
Mm-hmm.
You oil me, I oil you.
Yeah, I think that's a fair play. Kind of a crazy game. It's a little hard to commentate. Like, okay, spider mines. I think that's all right, but Mustangs are like famously good into spider mines. But yeah, it should distract stuff quite a bit. I wonder if the rhinos are falling off, and that could be a also, let's keep in mind the super supply here is insane. Like Steelsane just has so much money per turn.
Well. Hold on just a second, okay? It pays off.
Okay.
It's just paid off. He's going to make profit next turn.
Yeah, but he has a lot of money per turn.
Yeah, but he spent 300 on that.
Let's see how the spider mines do. Fire's definitely quite a problem. All the crawlers are going to burn up. Can this spider die, though?
Maybe. I mean, the EMP will definitely help slow down its DPS.
Yeah, it's dying
Actually
for
looks
sure.
really good for Steel.
Wow. Okay. Must be because of all the money he's made at this exact moment from Super Supply, right?
Yeah, must be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we could have had the exact same turn since the card didn't pay it anyway.
Baited. Baited once again. You're too easy, you know? Wait, this Photon's kind of good.
I feel like range would make more sense on the Tarantulas, though.
Compared to...
Oh, boy. Compared to
Okay.
Spider Mines.
Oh, yeah, I fully agree. I like this War Factory play, I have to say. And with the Photon in combination, what a beautiful play. I love this.
Classic 501 comment.
I'm sorry, it's a good play, okay? You know, it's a good play.
Caesar level 2 factory with armor photon. Oh my god.
It's a
Perfect.
good play, guys.
Yeah, I agree. It's 534,000 hit points worth of pure stats. Make that even more because he's got the photon spell on top of it as well.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Like the EMP won't work for, was it 25 seconds or something? And like
The EMP,
yeah,
will it get EMP'd before it gets photoned for a little bit? I think it will. Not that it matters, it'll recover the tech afterwards, but
yeah, it has
the
not
first
much
tier
ramifications,
insta-locks, right?
but yeah, but the trap, it's such a slow rocket. I'm not even sure. Maybe. The Vulcan drop, by the way. Thoughts?
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, the Rhino definitely does not turn, right? I think it will lock onto the tower.
Turns. Yeah, it will.
Okay. That could be big. Let's see.
Does get slowed at the very least.
Yeah, the slow is actually really meaningful. It doesn't look too bad here for Steelsane, honestly. Maybe? Maybe it does. But the tower debuff,
I mean,
though,
the
is
tower
huge.
debuff. But does he have enough to even kill these units?
I feel like he has a lot left. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wasps as well that are just not being dealt with. Another debuff. Right side just lost.
Wow. All right. Steelsane. 2-0.
Yeah. Very nice play there.
Yeah, really, really nice play. I'm telling you, subsidized Mustang, man. But the real reason he won, I think, would be the super supply enhancement. Maybe actually the supply enhancement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great call on that one.
Yeah.
We made
That's
a
a lot
whole
of money.
250 this game.
Yeah,
And
so it was good, right? If he made money, then it's just good.
Yeah. Truly.
Yeah, big congrats to Steelsane. Really great performance today. He had to fight tooth and nail to make it through the losers bracket, the learners bracket, and yeah, well-deserved victory.
Yeah, fantastic show of force there.
Yeah, I felt he's really good at spells. Like the Vulcan drop at the end was amazing. I'm actually curious to see that replayed without the tower going down. Because it looked like okay, right? Like he was losing the right side, no doubt, but
Yeah, right side was still collapsing.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's a
to
tough
say.
one. I think the spiders really should have had range instead of spider mines that didn't like that line too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think in a headbutt it's just not good.
Agreed. And I think that the wasps also caused some trouble.